Nigeria's Information Minister Lai Mohammed keeps mum on Buhari's return date. Minister of Information and Culture Lai Mohammed has refused to disclose the actual date that President Buhari will return to the country from London, United Kingdom. Buhari left the country on the 30th of March for what the presidency described as a routine medical checkup in London. The special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, had in a statement said Buhari was due back in the country during the second week of April. However, as the second week of April winds down, Mohammed said the time frame extends to Saturday. While addressing the State House correspondent on Wednesday, the minister also said there is no big issue yet regarding Buhari's expected return. Today is Wednesday, this week finishes on Saturday, so what is the big issue in that one? The minister asked. Okay, but why are they reluctant to show the date? Is it because he hasn't actually achieved anything because of the hashtag harass Buhari out of London protest? Because they were pretty consistent, and of course the government fought back and paid the people to come and protest as well. But then again, whatever he has achieved there, he let him just come back and address the people. Because when he left, the timing is just wrong, and at this point I think Buhari has gone to a place of no return, where anything he does, he might as well just breathe and just be like, why? What is going on here? But as they should, because the man is always silent on other issues. So his silence and his deafening tone basically makes the attention to him even more intensified, where we're now looking at body language. We're now doing analysis on things that have not been said, but how things are being reported to us, how he moves, he's traveling. These are the things we're deriving information because the man does not talk to his people. Somebody says rubber stamp ministers who are far from the truth, whatever their roles in the administration of this country, is a seed. Somebody says rest in peace in advance to our able president, #free Biafra. Again, that the oppressed Buhari out of London protest was actually very huge. Not very huge, but it was consistent. I'd say it was consistent, and of course, they also the people who protested, in support of Renault Mockery also, had some sort of counter protest, some sort of backlash in a way where Nigerians, I don't know if they were Nigerians, but they carried the Nigerian flag. They might just be black people, don't know where they come from, but they paid them. And it's so sad to see that this thing that they practice in the homeland is coming to the UK, and for the fact that these people actually agreed to go and protest against people with a good cause doesn't make sense. It's embarrassing, but yeah. Why would they be reluctant? I mean, it's Lai Mohammed. It's not like as if we hold him to any sort of integral standard that would expect him to say the truth. Why? Because his patterns have not proven to be so. Point blank, period. So yeah, let's see what another comment here says. He doesn't know when the prodigal son will be back. I mean, the hit they've gotten is a lot, and I guess if they did what they did, and if the protesters did what they did in terms of blocking Abuja House in London, again, if they did that in Nigeria, it would be brutal. And of course, again, the police in the UK, they're not like the police in Nigeria, okay? At least they have more respect for lives and will not just go and start shooting sporadically at unarmed protesters. Doesn't make sense. Someone says routine, indeed, because he could not be able to use his senses to develop medical facilities in our country, if he likes come or not. The fact even remains, even if medical facility was to the highest standard and he left for medical checkup, it still doesn't even say or speak good of the country. It really doesn't, because it shows as the number one citizen, you're meant to endorse everything you have in your country so you can promote domestic use as much as possible. But then when you start using foreign anything to fix your problems, it doesn't speak well of what you have. And so even if we had that, but it's obviously a more worse situation that we don't even have good healthcare in the first place, and that the one in Aso Rock is not enough for him to fix whatever he needs to fix. That is a cause for concern, and of course it's justified that Nigerians react in an upset way. Very sure. Someone says all information ministers are available and end up saying what will please the ogre at the top and nothing more. This time around, he wasn't sure whether the president will extend his leave in the UK. This is one of the reasons why this government is run awkward. The people are not communicated properly. I mean, well, from the example of, the person at the top, Buhari, not communicating to his people, how do you expect it to be? And in sense of communication, to show how disjointed everything is, I did a news one time on how somebody says, or a politician actually said, that the APC is actually very disorganized and very disunited, because APC in a way is an amalgamation of other little parties who are basically trying to put their foot forward and be in important roles. Of course, APC is the umbrella, is the brand, whatever. But yeah, it is what it is. Someone here says, because he doesn't know, the man may have run from there. Someone says, Nigeria will be without president till 2023. Mark my word. Well, we've not necessarily had a president for what? Nothing has been done. So it's, again, we're used to the crickets and the quietness of Aso Rock, where the Nigerians have now turned into whisperers. they now have to consult with the gods, or even they have to infer, and I think that's a very bad thing. That is a very bad thing. The Nigerians now have to infer from what the president does, from his travel, from the things he does, from his gesticulations, and we don't even get to see the man. We're so confused. Where is he? What is he doing? What has he achieved? Is he alive? Does he have dementia? Does he have a body double or double body? I don't know. Yeah, like, who is there? Who is in control? And then you have the vice that's not even as good. Yesterday he was giving us his diary and his routine of his month so far and what he has achieved. And all of them were ceremonies and meetings. It was actually mostly ceremonies and like one meeting. So it was like, well, so what have you done? The fact that you had to go and show face for what? So yeah, it's not like as if the country it's a mess. Someone said, if not for the awareness, I'm sure the plan was for him to return dead. Oh, do you think so? Somebody says, they intentionally took him for US to cook. Okay, I don't understand what this person says. Someone says, some of the many side effects of clueless leaders. Forget it to lie. Mohammed knows when his boss will return. He knows, but he's choosing not to disclose it. That's the thing. Because the harassed Buhari out of London protest will not even let him leave. I don't know. It will take a whole new turn, and he might not come back on the expected date. So yeah, put what I think in the comment section below, and do not forget to like and subscribe.